Welcome back to Unapologetic Exotical content, where undertones get exposed and ashy lies get cremated. This video was requested by her, that girl, that supporter. The one who's tired of hearing unambiguous women talk about undertones like they got a color wheel tattooed under their skin. Let's get into it, because I've had enough of folks with translucent undertones trying to lead the conversation on melanin management. If scientists had to invent ultramarine blue just to locate your undertone, maybe it's not that you're complex, maybe you're extraterrestrial. That's why you act weird, sis. Y'all aren't misunderstood, you're misplaced. Somebody call Men in Black because Earth is not your home. Let's be real. Y'all claim undertones like it's a birthright, but every time you match, it's giving Clay Mask challenge. No warmth, no depth, just blue-gray realness. Scientists said what we've been thinking. Your undertone ain't warm. It's ultramarine. Literal blue. That ain't golden hour. It's Navi Nation from Avatar. And while you're over there doing wrist vein tests like a BuzzFeed quiz, experts are in the lab adding blue pigments just to make your foundation look remotely human. That's not undertones, boo. That's a rescue mission. If you need ultramarine blue to simulate skin warmth, are you even from Earth? Let's call it what it is. Galactic glow. That icy, intergalactic base color y'all swear is neutral? It's just melanin meeting monochrome. You ever seen a woman get matched with a yellow-toned foundation and suddenly she's giving jaundice? Exactly. But instead of self-awareness, they say, "It's just my undertone." No, sis, it's your misunderstanding. You're not warm, not neutral. You're cold, dull, and still lying about that glow. Meanwhile, the experts done told y'all to calm down. Dr. Gabriella Bacchi, chemist, researcher, pigment prophet, said that traditional formulas using just red, yellow, and black made y'all look straight up ashy. And what fixed it? Blue. Blue is what made it look less like a foundation and more like skin. So explain to me how you got all these undertones, but need Smurf dust to look alive? And the delusion don't stop there. These same unambiguous women will be the first to say they have visible undertones, but then cry confusion when none of the tests work. I think I'm warm, but sometimes I look olive, but also neutral, and also cool in certain light. Girl, you're confused because it's camouflage. Your undertone is playing hide and seek. Nobody's arguing undertones don't exist. We're just saying yours are like a ghost at a photo shoot. Your undertone is barely there. Scientists literally proved it's almost impossible to see. And the one undertone they did manage to find for y'all? Blue. Straight up Smurf core. And the industry knows this. Undertones were built for light skin, and when they tried to copy ours, y'all turned gray. So yeah, keep shouting red and yellow like your skin ever agreed. They literally had to go back to the drawing board because your tones were too bland for even a basic paint mix. That's why all those early foundations made you look like you just escaped a powdered donut factory. Let's talk about how carotene and hemoglobin play a role in undertones. That's science, baby. Carotene gives warm yellow-golden hues. Hemoglobin adds cool red-blue. Together they balance under melanin. But in your case, melanin said, "I'll sit this one out." Your skin reads like it skipped both pigments and went straight to grayscale. Because your little YouTube hacks and wrist checks don't work past a certain melanin level, experts don't even use that crap. They do full spectrum color draping. Why? Because real professionals don't do the wrist trick. They know your undertone's so hidden, it needs lab equipment, prayer, and a 3-day retreat. That's not a skin tone, that's a scavenger hunt. You're out here screaming warm and cool like it makes your undertone show up. Spoiler, it doesn't. And don't even start with the "we tan golden, so we must be warm." No, you don't tan golden. You tan like a grilled penny. Still flat, still no undertones we can see. And what's worse is that some of y'all will match a yellow-based foundation and wonder why it's giving Bart Simpson instead of Beyonce. Honey, the foundation didn't fail. Your self-awareness did. Bottom line, y'all undertone obsession is a projection. You think if you say it loud enough, your skin will cooperate. But baby, if the makeup industry had to invent a whole new color just to keep you from looking embalmed, you don't have undertones. You have an apology from Crayola. And to the ones screaming, "We got red undertones," No, ma'am. Your foundation oxidizes, and now you look like you lost a slap battle with a sunburn. That's not undertones. That's delusion. You don't have it, never did, and it's time to beam back to wherever you came from. This isn't just shade for fun, it's the truth y'all needed to hear. You didn't invent undertones. You just keep screaming loud enough to distract us from the fact yours never existed. Unambiguous women are mad we don't make enough shades for them. But let's be honest, it takes lab coats and alien dust just to make their foundation look human. Before you try schooling us on undertones, remember, blue saved you, not us. Not yellow, not gold. Blue, cold, cosmic, and straight out of Area 51. Don't say we never taught you anything. Beam up, boo. Let's be honest. When we look at y'all, the skin isn't glowing, it's flat. No depth, no light bounce, just dull. Even scientists have to do the absolute most to find your shade. They gotta throw fabric behind you, stack on jewelry, and dim the lights like it's a seance, just to guess what undertone you might have. Meanwhile, we just look at our wrist and keep it moving. Everything about y'all is extra effort, and that's why you're mad. That's why the jealousy runs deep. Y'all are hateful because you know you lack the beauty that moves rooms. That's why men don't choose you. That's why you don't get grace. And that's why society doesn't soften for you. People treat beauty better, and you've been clocked since birth. Stop demanding that everyone create makeup for you. You're always complaining, always protesting, but never building. You never pull your coins together to actually do something. You just wait for others to do it for you. That's why y'all stay at the bottom. Not because of beauty bias alone, but because you don't organize, you don't innovate, and you stay delusional to avoid facing the mirror. And no, I don't feel bad. I don't pity people who are both bitter and lazy. I love that y'all stay stressed. I love that y'all have to fight for every scrap of recognition. And I especially love that you spend your life savings trying to look nowhere as good as me, while I sip my drink in peace and keep my pockets full. Since y'all act like comprehension is a challenge, let me transmit this message directly through those antennas and aftermarket ant booties you bought. Now let me stomp your little ant hill and moonwalk off the scene, unbothered, untouched, and undefeated. Shout out to her, that supporter, for asking the real questions and keeping the receipts stocked like Sephora. And to the rest of you, stay glowing, stay knowing, stay unbothered, and stay ready, because undertone fraud is getting exposed one shade at a time.